Okay, hello, this is Greg from Bitcentral, and today we are going to talk about the new iNews active panel using the Bitcentral Presys system. And this has to do with a new software update from Bitcentral, and the software update affects the versions and features in Presys and Oasis and Create. And the versions in question are Presys 4.12, which we're going to be looking at, Oasis 3.27, Create version 1.9, and the Bitcentral ActiveX plugin, also known as the Active Panel, and that is version 4.0. So we are looking at iNews, and what we're going to do is we're going to step through the process of adding a story and plugging video into that story. And in this case, we're doing a scenario where the video is actually ready for air. It does not require editing. And of course, if you're pulling video from, say, another station or from your archives or from another rundown where it aired previously, these videos are examples of videos that you can sometimes publish straight to air without going through the editing process. So here's what we're going to do. We are looking at the iNews rundown in our demo system. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new story to this rundown. And I'm just going to call this story Fire, Building Fire. And instead of the normal workflow where we add a placeholder, have somebody edit video, and then get that video attached from the editor, we're just going to be able to use some video that's publishable right now. So the other thing I'm doing, or my next step here, is I'm going to open up the Bitcentral active panel, and you see that has been added to iNews. And what the active panel does is it provides you a link to videos in your system and allows you to get those videos and actually link them to stories in your rundown. Now, with the active panel, there's basically three areas to the active panel. The first one that comes up by default is the Oasis section, and this basically looks at assets within your Oasis archive. And if you are in a core environment, it includes your Oasis archive plus the Oasis raw asset management components. The next section that we have here looks at your Presys or your rundown view, and this will show you all the assets in your local Presys playout system, and that's where we're actually going to pull the video from. So I select my story, Building Fire, and the video I'm going to use was from an earlier show, and it had the keyword fire in the title, so I typed in fire into my search bar, executing the search, and here's a couple of different pieces of video that have fire in the slug, and that's one of those is the one that I want to use for my story. So I highlight it, the video comes up so I can preview it and just confirm that this is indeed the video that I'm looking for. When I'm happy that that's the video I'm looking for, the next operation is simply to attach that video to my story. And the way you do that is right-click on the video and drag it down to the story in my story queue. When I do that, then I cursor off of that, and iNews will update the status, and now we show that that video is online and ready for air for that story. Now sometimes you might want to just check and confirm that the video you see attached to a story is truly the one that you want to go to air. For confirming, what you want to do is select your story, and in the lower section here what you can do is highlight the field that I'm on right now, which is the Moss item. Hit Control Enter, and that will bring up the viewer. And the viewer will show you using a streaming window player what video is actually attached to that story. And I can of course play it, check it, make sure it's right, and so on. So that viewer function is available for any story. If I want to click a different story, click on that in my rundown, go down here to the story detail window, hit Control Enter, and it will load that piece of video so I can see what's attached to the story. And I do that all without leaving the iNews application. So that's what we want to show you for this video. So again, this is video for attaching video or to a story that does not require editing using the iNews newsroom computer system with the Bitcentral new active panel.